All right, so what's next? So what are we going to build as part of this particular hack Sioux Falls? Well, if you saw the earlier promo videos, you know we're going to be building a Bluetooth controlled car. And now this car is going to be able to drive around using an app from your phone, and you'll be able to move it forward, backward, left, right, and then there's a couple other buttons on there if you wanted to turn on a laser or maybe program in a specific stunt that you want or turn on LED lights. I mean, really the sky is the limit with what we're able to build. So here's a quick video I'm going to show. This is the video that is going to walk you through what we're going to build and a quick prototype example that I already built. Hello, I'm Will Bushy, the founder of Hack Sioux Falls, and I'm here today to announce our upcoming electronics challenge. So this challenge is probably going to be our biggest one to date. Now, we're going to build a Bluetooth controlled car. And I've got an example of what it's going to look like right here. Now, I've ordered all these components from China. They haven't gotten here just yet, so this is an example of what we're going to build based off of a project that I did a couple of years ago. But the interesting thing about this is the kids are going to have all kinds of room for creativity. Now, we're going to have this chassis that they can mount anything that they want to on it. On top of it, there's going to be a microcontroller with a little motor board and a Bluetooth module. Now that Bluetooth module is going to be able to sync with a cell phone or a tablet, and then you'll actually be able to drive or program that car to do whatever you want. But the cool thing that I think that the kids are really going to like is that they can customize the car to be whatever they want. So maybe they want to mount some Legos on it and build out an epic Lego car, or maybe they've got a favorite stuffed animal that they want to mount on top and maybe even add a little servo to move it back and forth as it drives around. Or maybe they even want to put a little creepy doll head on top with some laser eyes that can shine as it drives around. And the possibilities are completely endless. Now, this project is going to include everything that they need to get the car up and running. It's going to include the chassis, microcontroller, as well as the motor board and the Bluetooth module. They can add whatever they want on top of that. And I'll also have a bunch of additional components hanging around if they want to add some sensors or some lasers or some various LED strips on them as well. Now, this event is kicking off in mid-March, and I've only bought 15 kits. So we're going to be limiting this project to the first 15 kids that sign up. If that sounds like something you and your kids would be interested in, head over to hacksioufalls.com and get signed up and registered. If you have any questions, you can just go ahead and leave me a message on the website, or you can comment on the video below and I'll get back to you. So hope to see you in upcoming Hack Sioux Falls. Okay, so there's the video. So now let's talk a little bit about it. Sometimes the kids don't always know what we're going to do. So here's the plan. We're going to have a 6+ week electronics challenge. Normally we would do 6 weeks, but since some of this is virtual, we'll probably end up going a little bit longer, which is no big deal at all. My plan would be to have a new lesson come out maybe Sunday or Monday of each week for the first few weeks, and that'll talk you through the very first kind of steps and phases of the project, today being that very first day. Our goal is to build something cool. That's all you got to do. You got to build something cool. I'm going to provide you with all the parts. You already have those parts in hand. We're going to go through them here in a minute, but I really want you to think about something cool that you can build. You've got a chassis, you can attach something on it, you can build something on it, really anything that your mind can think of on what you'd want to do for a car or some robotics that you want to drive around. And again, this is going to be Bluetooth controlled, so you'll need some type of a phone or a tablet. It could be an old phone. It doesn't even need to be a working phone. It just needs to be something that supports Bluetooth. And then there's a whole bunch of apps that we can download and use. We're not going to build our own app. We're just going to use an existing app. And it's really easy to integrate those in together. And you'll see part of that here as we go forward. And then we're going to shoot a video. And this we'll have to do after the quarantine has been lifted and we're all able to actually get back together and meet in person again. We'll shoot a 1 to 2 minute video. I've included a link to some of the past projects if you want to go take a look at what those kids have done. Now, some of you may be thinking, oh man, I'm shy. I don't want to build a video. Well, that's fine. You don't have to build a video, but I would really encourage you to build a video. I'll edit it out. It's not just you standing there in front of the screen for 2 to 3 minutes. We'll integrate in part of your project and we'll do some voiceover. And in the end, I think all the kids that ended up shooting a video, even if they were nervous about it at the beginning, really thought it was a cool experience. And so I would really encourage you to do a video and we'll showcase your project and then you can share that with your friends as well. And then of course I want you to learn about electronics. I mean, that's the whole point of this project. How can we teach kids how to build electronics using microcontrollers? But always keep this in mind. I want you to be creative and I want you to have fun while doing it. If you're ever stuck or struggling or confused or just outright mad about something, reach out to me. You can send me an email. We'll get together. I'll probably set up a Zoom maybe on Saturdays or something like that, where we can all get together, or anybody that wants to get together, we can jump up on a video conference and talk about any problems that you're having. But the key thing is I want you to have fun. Here's a time where you can learn something new and interesting. And if you really do enjoy building with electronics, there's just a whole world of cool, interesting things that you can build out there. And nowadays with the internet, it's just all just a single click away. So I really want everybody to be creative and think of cool, interesting things that they want to build. And then I'm here to help you make sure that you can build those. So this is an important piece I want to remind everybody. I am not an expert. Now I might know way more than you guys, but I'm not an electrical engineer. I've only been doing electronics for a number of years. And well, I guess here's my ultimate promise to you. I might not know the answer to your problem, but I'll help you figure it out. We may not be able to figure it out in one try. We may have to go multiple tries. We may have to go and do some research and come back. But ultimately, in the end, I promise you, we'll go ahead and get that fixed and figured out as long as it's something that's completely doable. But just keep that in mind. I'm not always an expert. I may lead you down the wrong path by mistake, or I may tell you to set something up that isn't correct, and we'll just go ahead and get that fixed. So here's the rough agenda, and I don't know exactly how this is going to work virtual, but we're going to just move forward and kind of adjust as needed. So today we're going to do a little introduction to electronics. Next week, we're going to talk about the Arduino platform itself, which is the microcontroller. We're going to use a couple of different programs. We're going to use something called PictoBlocks, but we're also going to use the Arduino program. We're going to learn a little bit about that motor board that's included. We'll learn a little bit about Bluetooth. We'll go ahead and spend one of our lessons building the vehicle chassis, which is not that difficult to build, but you probably have already looked at all the components. We're going to do a soldering workshop, and we'll teach everybody how to solder. This one we'll have to probably do in person. If some of you have a soldering iron at home, you may want to just go ahead and do this yourself. But we'll try to figure something out so everybody gets an opportunity. And then we'll spend a couple of weeks just working on the project. And this will be time for you to be building out your project. If you have questions and problems, I'll be available to help you out. And then lastly, we want to be able to shoot a video, which I talked about a minute ago. And we'll do that out at Zeal probably. We'll just set a camera up, have the kids come over a couple at a time, and we'll shoot that video. And then once we're all done, you guys can start taking over the world with your new knowledge of electronics. So today I want to cover what is this challenge? And I just showed you that video, so you've got an idea of what it is that we're building. We're going to take a few minutes and we're going to review what's inside the box that I've provided each and every one of you. We're going to talk about what a circuit is, what an electronic circuit is, what makes a good circuit, what's an incorrect circuit. This is an important lesson and we'll cover that a few times. We're going to go over this thing called a breadboard, so you'll understand how that works. We're going to build our very first circuit, and this will be something that's quite simple. It's just going to be lighting up an LED, but it'll get you going down the right path anyway. And then we're going to build a couple sample circuits. Right now, today, we're not going to do anything with the microcontroller. We're just going to use the Arduino to supply power, but we'll light an LED. We'll light multiple LEDs. I'll explain how a switch works so we can test out our switch. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about this whole Arduino thing that we're going to be using.